Hi, this is Judy from Fox Cities Quilt Company, and this is Sunday from the Sewing Room. Today I want to talk to you about machine maintenance. You have all invested money in a sewing machine, and you want to keep it nice for a really, really long time. And with most of us staying home a lot these days, you're probably using your sewing machine a lot. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk to you about. First of all, I want to talk to you about your thread. I always make sure that I use good cotton thread that is new. Old cotton thread is just that, it's just old and it creates more lint. So try and use a new spool until it's out and use good cotton thread. Everybody has their own cotton thread that they like. Some like Orifil. I happen to like this brand called Cairo Quilt. It's a 100% cotton thread, but whatever it is that you choose to do, make sure it's a good quality thread and that it is new. The second thing I want to talk to you about is maintaining your sewing machine. And I have my sewing machine off right now because I want to show you what I do to clean my sewing machine. I clean my machine after every project. If I am working on a quilt project, I make sure that I clean out the lint and everything else after every project, and I'm going to show you how that I do that. First of all, you need to make sure that your machine is off. You don't want to accidentally hit a button, sew your finger, and any of that, those things that can happen. The second thing that I do is I make sure that my presser foot is up, and I can also take off that presser foot. The next thing that you can see, I have a plastic insert on my machine, and I'm just going to pull that off here very quickly. And I got in the way of my cameraman. And so that I have all of this area open to me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my bobbin and take off my bobbin holder, and I'm going to set that aside. The next thing that I do is, you all got probably a nice little bag of goodies when you got your sewing machine, and it has all kinds of tools and other things in it. Check your manual so that you can see what these things do. But in your machine, you are likely to have gotten a couple of different brushes. One looks like this. It's a really kind of a little stiffer brush. Another brush might be this larger one, which gets general area. You can see some dust flying off there already. And then the one that I really like to use is, this is a makeup brush, and I just got this at the dollar store. It's great for cleaning your sewing machine. The next thing that you also want is, we have this little tool here, and this helps take your screws off your needle plate, which is what I'm going to show you that I am doing next. So I'm just going to remove and loosen these screws and remove this needle plate. And these come out really, really easily. This is one of the reasons what you want to make sure that your machine is off, because you don't want to accidentally hit something because you're working so close to that needle. So let me get this turned here. There's no really good way to prep this in advance. So you're just going to kind of have to watch me fumble through this. So I'm going to take off this needle plate. Now, I have sewn probably a full-size quilt is the last time that I cleaned this machine. So I'm going to take off this needle plate. First, I have to pull this part out, and everybody's machine is going to be a little bit different. So check your manual to see how your machine recommends that you take these pieces and parts off. And I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to take off my needle plate. Now, if you look into my machine, you will see that there is a lot of lint and a lot of dust. And I'm hoping that we can show that well on the camera. And this is after one full-size quilt. That's a lot of stuff. Now let me take that bobbin case out. And around my bobbin case, you can see that there is a whole lot more lint and dust. And that is just from normal everyday sewing. So let me show you what you need to do. I mean, you really want to, your urge is to blow into the machine, but try not to do that. And the reason that I say that is because if you do that, you're going to blow all that lint and dust further into your machine, and you want it to come out of your machine. So the first thing I do is I take this larger brush and I am going to sweep out, and it catches this big clumps nicely. And can you believe that? That's all inside your machine. And that's, again, that's after one full-size quilt. And then I have some little threads here that have gotten in here, and I'm going to take those out as well, because if they get further into your machine, that can cause problems as well. So I'm just going to discard all of that. And you can see that I am getting more lint and dust out of here. Now, if I go around my bobbin case, look at all that lint that I am pulling out of my bobbin case. Again, that's after a full-size quilt project, and I'm just going to discard that. Now I've got the big stuff. Now I'm going to take my little brush, and I'm really going to get those little parts and pieces out of there. So I'm going to pull that out. That is also in my machine, and I want to pull this out, and this is all of these things that are in my machine. And you just want to rub lightly, and you can see that a lot of this is coming out nicely. So don't be too aggressive on your parts and pieces, because you want to make sure that you're not nudging something or messing with some wires that you don't want to get out of place. Now you can see that I have some there. For anything that is teeny tiny, I have these great little tweezers. Let me pull these out. And you can see there's a teeny tiny point in there. And I can pull these other parts and pieces out of here and really clean my machine really, really well. If you clean your machine well, it's kind of like your car. If you take good care of it, it's going to take good care of you. Now, my machine manual tells me not to oil my machine, because it says that it is self-lubricating, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not doing that. And I want you to check your manual too. Look at all this I'm getting out of here. I want you to check your manual too before you go and oil your machine. Every machine is a little bit different, and I don't want to give you wrong information, so always, always check your manual first. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff coming out of here. And I will continue to do that and until I get all of that out of there. The next thing after you're done cleaning it, and I'll finish cleaning this later, is you want to also, after every, I would say between 8 and 12 hours of sewing, you want to change your needle as well. After you sew for a while, your needle gets dull, and if you've accidentally run over a pin or something like that, you could have a little tiny burr on your needle, which could also affect your sewing machine and how it operates. So in between, do your own maintenance, and once a year, to make your machine really, really happy, take it to your favorite service person. And remember also that a sewing machine is only as good as the service that you can get on it. So yes, you can go buy a sewing machine at a big box store, but why not spend those extra $25 or $30 if you're going to get an entry-level sewing machine, and go get it from a reputable dealer. This is Judy from Sunday from the Sewing Room. Take care of your machine. It will take care of you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.